Hey, BooTube. Oh my god, crooked. There you go. What's up, BooTube? I know I'm a bit, behind like crazy. I believe Black Lightning already had its season 1 episode 3 episode, that premiered already. But I'm not too far behind with Black Lightning. I already put out season 1 episode 1. And this is the video for season 1 episode 2. And they just came out with episode 3. So technically I'm not behind with Black Lightning. I'm completely caught up with Legends of Tomorrow, okay? And they just came out with season 1 episode 3 of Black Lightning, which means I only had episodes 1 and 2 to do. And I already uploaded episode 1, and this is episode 2. So I'm not that far behind with Black Lightning. And if I remember correctly, Arrow. I believe I only have maybe like 2 or 3 videos for Arrow, but Supergirl and Flash have the most, being like 3 to 4. So this is Black Lightning, season 1, episode 2, titled Lawanda, the Book of Hope. And basically, episode 3 just came out, so I'm not that far behind. And I will post, most likely after this, which is, tomorrow morning, I will have, Arrow. I'll have Arrow being recorded and being uploaded in the morning. Yeah, like tomorrow morning, basically, I'll have an episode of Arrow recorded and uploaded in the morning, and then I'll also have another Arrow one at night. And I'll keep that up until Arrow is done, and then I'll get Supergirl and Flash respectively. But anyway, let's start the episode. Lawanda, the Book of Hope. Look, this is everything I remembered. Literally, if I remember stuff, like key points to episodes, I write them somewhere. Like, usually I would write them either on my recording device, which is my phone, amazingly enough. Yes, my recording device is my phone. Either on my phone, my tablet, and if either of them are indisposed at the moment, old school, paper and pen. Anyway, if I remember correctly, Jefferson's all telling his ex-wife Lynn, he's trying to assure her, like, hey, I am giving up my Black Lightning identity for good. I swear I will. But of course, he starts questioning that, if you will, mainly because he finds out that not only is the 100 gang still running prostitutes at the Seahorse Motel. If you remember the Seahorse Motel, we first saw the Seahorse Motel in, well, technically the previews before the Black Lightning showed up, but we see it for real in episode 1, when his daughters get kidnapped by Will. Apparently the 100 gang are running prostitutes at that very same hotel, and apparently also his daughters are being targeted as witnesses to it, right? So, yeah, that's obviously not a good thing. And, so, of course, Jefferson's asking his friend Gamby, remember that guy Gamby he's kind of like, that movie The Kingsman? Well, there's 2 movies now, The Kingsman. Remember when they had this, like, proper English dudes, they own, like, a nice suit shop and nice shoes and everything? Gamby is kind of like that, which I'm kind of thinking, is Gamby a Kingsman? Because that would be freaking cool. That would be freaking awesome. I'd applaud that shit. Because, he's like an Englishman dude, I think well, not really Englishman, but, he kind of looks like one of those Englishmen from The Kingsman. He owns like this nice suit and shoe shop thing going on. He could be a Kingsman in disguise, man, I'm not lying. But anyway, he asked Gamby to help him track down Lala. If you remember, Lala was the head dude that Will answered to. You first see Lala in the club. Remember, Jennifer ends up in that club and she meets Will, who was actually a member of the 100 gang, one of the underlings of the 100 that answered to a higher up, which was Lala. And remember, Lala escaped the motel when Black Lightning came to rescue his daughters. Anyway, yeah, he asked Gamby to help him track Lala because Lala escaped, and in order to do that, they were hacking the police database to try to find him. And another thing that I remember happening is apparently Anissa has a girlfriend who, because Anissa's suffering some PTSD from her kidnapping along with her sister, her girlfriend's offering her to get a therapist to help with the PTSD, right? So, hang on. I'm just, like, getting rid of bullet points here. Anyway, What else happened? Will. Remember, Will did get captured after Black Lightning pretty much electrified him and smashed him onto his car. He did get arrested, but apparently Will escapes police custody. I don't know how, but Will's a very slippery little creature, isn't he? That little snake, but I don't know how. But the sucker manages to escape police custody. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I think he was actually safer in police custody, because right when he escapes, he ends up getting captured by Lala. And, quite frankly, I think he would have been safer with the police than he would be with Lala right now, because, Will is one of Lala's underlings, and Will effed up when it came to the Pierce sisters, you know? So, obviously Lala's pissed off at Will for his screw-up, so, like I said, I think Will would have been safer with the cops, but nope, he escapes the cops only to get captured by Lala, a very angry Lala, who, like I predicted, executed poor Will. And I was like, you foolish creature. You would have been safer with the cops. Just saying. Anyway. Now we get to an actual title character. If you remember, the episode is Season 1, Episode 2, titled Lawanda, the Book of Hope. Lawanda is actually a name of a person here in this episode that we actually meet. Apparently, Lawanda is actually a former student of Jefferson's who is trying to free her daughter, who's apparently under the grip of the 100 gang. So apparently, Lawanda's daughter is pretty much in the hands of the 100 gang. And I'm only guessing because, like I said earlier, Jefferson learns that the 100 gang is still running prostitutes at the Seahorse Motel. So from my understanding, the fact that we learned that they're running prostitutes and the fact that Lawanda says her daughter is under the grip of the 100 gang, I'm only somewhat naturally assuming that Lawanda's daughter might be one of these prostitutes that's being run by the 100 gang. Of course, I don't think it's by choice. You know, she might have been forced into this life by the 100 gang. And of course, we got the mother who's trying to free her from that. And so Jefferson promises to go help Lawanda any way he can. Because, you know, Lawanda is one of his former students, and this is his former student's daughter. Under the freaking grip of the 100 gang. Of course, he wants to help this poor girl. Lawanda, unfortunately, decides to go on her own and actually goes to the Seahorse Motel and actually confronts Lala. And we all know by anyone who goes around Lala doesn't end up in a very good fate. I mean, ask Will if you could. Because the moment she goes to the Seahorse Motel and confronts Lala about her daughter, unfortunately, Lala shoots Lawanda dead. Right? And I'm like, that hurt. That actually literally hurt. I don't even know Lawanda. We literally just met the poor woman, but literally hearing her story that she's just a mother trying to free her daughter from the grips of gang members, I feel for this woman. And unfortunately, yes, she did not do the smart thing. She went off and confronted Lala by herself without Jefferson there. Wasn't very smart of her, but you kind of have to look at it at a parent point of view. I'm not a parent myself, but I'm sure parents out there would probably do the same thing. You know, like, yes, you did get someone to agree to help you, but you're in a hurry to get your kid, especially if this is an only child. It's like, just in general, you wouldn't want your kids in the grip of any gang, no matter what they're making you do. If they're, like, pretty much being held hostage, you want to get your kid out of there. So I understand it, but it wasn't very smart to go by herself. Just saying. But anyway, of course, Jefferson totally blames himself for the death. I mean, it was his former student, and he did promise her that he would help her. You know, because of the death, you know, he throws all his questions and concerns pretty much out the frickin' window. And you're like, you know what? No, this is enough, man. This is one of my former students, a dear friend. You shot her dead only because she wanted to get her daughter out of your clutches. The hell with you guys. I'm gonna storm in there and fight you guys. So you know what? He throws all caution to the wind and prepares to fight the 100 gang. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting, right? But anyway, Lynn, the ex-wife, she actually visits Gamby because she learns about this whole thing. She knows that Jefferson's taking up the suit again, obviously. and knows Gambi's a part of that shit, and she knows that most likely he's gonna go after the 100 gang after, especially what happened to Lawanda. I don't remember if she found out about Lawanda, but anyway, like, Lynn visits Gambi, pretty much asks him to, hey, Gambi, do me a favor, do everything in your power to convince Jefferson not to be Black Lightning anymore. And of course, Gambi refuses, because remember in episode 1, he was the one that told Jefferson to be Black Lightning again. So why would he try to convince Jefferson not to be Black Lightning when it was kind of, he was the one encouraging that shit to happen, right? But anyway, apparently Jefferson manages to find Will's phone and uses that phone, at least the information from that phone, to pretty much track down Lala, who apparently is hiding out in the Seahorse Motel. And he suits up, goes to the hotel, and basically beats Lala so badly. He beats Lala severely. Like, seriously severely. I thought he was like straight up gonna kill Lala, I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyway, beats Lala, finds him, beats him to a bloody pulp so bad, but manages to hold off until the police arrives and arrests Lala. So Lala finally gets arrested, and I'm like, thank freaking God, right? Oh yeah, I forgot. Another thing that happened in this episode, Anissa, while she was shopping, apparently there was a robber involved, from what I remember, but Anissa manages to subdue the robber with her powers, her newly awakened powers. And of course, she's like, oh my God, what is this, right? And of course, we all could naturally assume that both Anissa and Jennifer do not know their father has powers. Because I'm pretty sure, when Jefferson pretty much retired, the girls might have been either not born yet, or they were too young to even notice their father was a superhero. So I don't think, obviously, everyone probably agrees with me, I don't think the girls know that their father has powers. So the fact that Anissa has powers, she's questioning it, like, where the hell did these powers come from, right? But anyway, the end of the episode was quite a shocker. Tobias Whale. Remember Tobias Whale? The guy that pretty much harpooned Lala when Lala came to him talking about Black Lightning. You remember that guy? That crazy psychopath guy? Yeah, apparently he has some connections in the police department. And so Tobias Whale uses those connections in the police department. Well, he uses those connections pretty much after the Seahorse Motel gets shut down. Because, of course, remember, the 100 gang was using the Seahorse Motel to run prostitutes. And after the whole incident with Lala and Black Lightning, that whole thing pretty much got shut down. And basically, after that happened, Tobias, using the connection, whatever connections he has in the police department, manages to get access to Lala's cell. Because Lala was arrested. He managed to get access to his cell and actually strangles Lala with just one hand. So that guy is strong as hell. And the worst part is, this guy, this gang member guy, actually has connections in the police department. So it's kind of a bad thing when we got dirty cops. Like, legit dirty cops working for the 100 gang. Because, damn. But anyway, this episode, R.I.P. to Lawanda. I'll even say R.I.P. to Will, because, you know, he was like an underling. So I kind of feel for the poor guy. He was just brought into the bad world. He could have been saved from this shit, honestly, not in my opinion. I think Will could have been saved from this gang member stuff. So I will say R.I.P. to Will. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to Season 1, Episode 2, titled Lawanda, the Book of Hope. And I will see you with the missing episodes of Arrow. And then I'll get the missing episodes of Supergirl and Flash, respectively, because I know I'm missing a few. For Arrow, I believe I'm missing either 2 to 3 episodes, and again, Supergirl Elite and The Flash, I believe I'm missing 3 to 4 for each of those 2 shows. So I'll see you then. Bye, BooTube.